Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for teaching us the word. And Shalom to Yakim that's pushing this word in all sincerity and in truth throughout the four corners of the earth. As I always say when I hop on these videos, I just wanted to make a quick one. Real quick, as a matter of fact, as I was just speaking, I just wanted to research something real quick. Let's see if I can pull something up. Salakia. I'm gonna jump right back to the scriptures. I was watching videos of some of the brothers from the various Great Millstone camps. And the reoccurring issue is with our people. Number one, I'll start with our people that's dealing with Christianity is something that's very basic. Reading comprehension skills. And so this is reading comprehension. And Wikipedia says reading comprehension is the ability to process text, understand its meaning, and to integrate with what the reader already knows. Okay, so I'm going to jump real quick to Romans 9. And I just want to jump from, I will start around here. Matter of fact, at 11. As a matter of fact. Now, Wikipedia, reading comprehension just said, let me read that again. It says, reading comprehension is the ability to process text, understand its meaning, and to integrate with what the reader already knows. Now, the reader of the scriptures, you should already know certain big points of the scriptures. As a matter of fact, let me hold Romans 9 and jump to real quick. Let's see. I believe it's Isaiah 51:22. Thus saith the Lord power, or Salakia, thus saith thy Lord, the Lord, and thy power that pleadeth the cause of his people. Okay? That's a precept. Let's go to Jeremiah 46. Jeremiah 46, one of my favorite scriptures. Jeremiah 46:27. But fear not thou, O my servant Jacob, and be not dismayed, O Israel, for behold, I will save thee from afar off, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return and be in rest and at ease, and none shall make him afraid. Now this hasn't happened yet, but this is prophesied by the prophet Jeremiah in the Old Testament. Now back in the definition of reading comprehension is the ability to process text. Let's process the text. But fear not thou, O my servant Jacob. Jacob, or Israel, is the only race of people in the scriptures that have ever been known as the servants of the Lord. The only other time Salakia, if I'm going off, the only other time where someone, not even a whole race of people, but just one man, another man in the scripture, was referred to as the Lord's servant was, I believe, Nebuchadnezzar. I believe it was Nebuchadnezzar. Alright, but as a race of people, the processing of this text is what? Fear not thou, O my servant Jacob. So the Lord is making it clear, okay, well, his servant is Jacob, and be not dismayed, O Israel, for behold, I will save thee from afar off. So to be able to process this text, you got to understand what this is saying, basically. The Lord said, look, Jacob's my servant, and I'm going to save Jacob from afar off. I'm going to save Israel from afar off. And who else? And thy seed from the land of their captivity. All right? And based upon the process of elimination, if this hasn't happened yet, all right, if this prophecy hasn't come to pass yet, guess what? Jacob, or Israel, is still in the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return and be in rest and at ease, and none shall make him afraid. I'm going to just get one more precept. Just before I even jump into Romans. Solely because of what the definition for reading comprehension just so eloquently put for us. It's Jeremiah, again, one of my other favorite scriptures, Jeremiah 16:14. Says, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Salakia, let me just jump to Romans 9 real quick. Now, why did the Lord bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt? This is Romans 9. Matter of fact, I'm going to start from 17. Matter of fact, I'm going to start from 17 real quick. Now I'll read up in a minute. Romans 9:17 says, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose. What same purpose? That his name may be known throughout the earth. When we came through out of Egypt, the Most High's name, it was feared. You know? And that's what what the scriptures tell you, man. So like it just slipped my mind. There's no new thing under the sun. You know? We're gonna come out of this new Egypt. And guess what's gonna happen? The Lord's name is gonna be magnified. It says, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee. Okay? So Pharaoh himself wasn't mighty. Pharaoh was just a vessel. Pharaoh was used. So the Lord said he's going to show his power in him by raising him up, by hardening Pharaoh's heart. Look, no, I'm not going to let the Israelites go. No, no, no. Guess what? Every time he said no, a miracle happened. Those plagues are miracles. Until it reached a certain point to where the Lord said, all right, that's enough. Now I'm going to make him let my people go. It says, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will hardeneth. All right, so the Lord just said, Paul just said, all right, referring about the Lord, that the Lord is going to have mercy on whom he wants to. Now, that's the processing of the text of the Bible. Okay? Now, with that little bit of what we read from the Old Testament, okay, which let me go back to Jeremiah. I had Jeremiah 16, I had Jeremiah 46, I had Isaiah 51, you know. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said that the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. What land is that? All right, that's Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, so-called America. And from all the lands whither he hath driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. All right, so that hasn't happened yet. Now, reading comprehension, it says, Reading comprehension is the ability to process text. You got to process what was just read in the Old Testament, which that was concerning a prophecy of the Lord bringing back the Israelites. Then you have to understand its meaning and to integrate with what the reader already knows. Now you know that there's a prophecy. The Lord's going to bring Israel. The Lord's going to save Israel. Lord, please, the cause of his people, Israel. Now all those still apply. This is why these devils feel like they can get away with Christianity. All right, their so-called scapegoat is the New Testament, but the New Testament is not for them. We don't back down from the New Testament. We don't back down from the John 3:16. All right. We don't back down from Galatians 3:28. Okay. So the whole point of this video, the Christians, they don't have reading comprehension skills. All right, I would say they have the comprehension skills of a 12-year-old, but I'm sure the 12-year-old can understand when you go to Matthew 1:21, and she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahawashi, for he shall save his people. If you ask that kid, well, who's his people? Who is he gonna save? Oh, it said he's gonna save his people. Simple. Simplicity. So it's Romans 9 again. I'm just start from 11. It says, Romans 9:11 says, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to election might stand. Yeah, so even before our forefather was born, we were slated to go off, break the laws, go into slavery. All right. And even be redeemed. It was already set up. Esau was destined to have this rulership that he currently enjoys, and then himself just go into slavery, and then further into annihilation. It says, for the children being not yet born, weren't even born yet, so in the spirit, before they came down in a physical carnation, all right, they was in the spirit world. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High, according to the election, might stand. Not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, as is written, Jacob have I loved, and but Esau have I hated. So the Lord, point blank period, people say, oh, that's not fair. I have a hard time believing that because God's just supposed to be fair. Well, where's that at in the scripture? Let's pull that up and see how many times you see fair in the scriptures. 50. I'm sure none of them times is dealing with, oh, the Most High is just, no. Now to me, I'm going to say, well, yeah, that is fair because the Lord can do what he wants. But to an Edomite, which rightfully so, that's how an Edomite is supposed to feel. It says, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? God forbid. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, all right, like the elites. They think they're just going to will themselves into an everlasting kingdom and everlasting life, all right, artificial intelligence, just going to rule the planet and shit. No, it's not of their own will. Okay? Matter of fact, let me get that. Let me see. Yes, like it. Job 5. Job 5:12, it says, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Period. So it's not of their the elites. It's not of their own will. Oh, well, we're just gonna, we're gonna take your brain and put it into a hard drive and download it. Nah. Their own will is not gonna be fulfilled. So it says, So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will hardeneth. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? And that's what these devils say. That's what our people say. Well, if he made them to be the wicked, why? But that shows that they don't know the scriptures. This is Proverbs 16:4. It says, the Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So there's their purpose right there. Jumping back down. Why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? That's a question. Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High? Shall the thing formed to him, shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me? Thus hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump, which is Isaac, to make one vessel unto honor, which is Jacob, Israelites, and another unto dishonor, which is Esau and the Edomites? What if the Most High willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, which he did in ancient Egypt, endured with much long suffering? That's why Pharaoh said no and no and no. The Most High hardened his heart. Long suffering, suffered those plagues, endured with much long suffering, the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction. So, I mean, the whole point is, the arguments being posed, oh, God's not fair, this and that. God's just gonna save one group of people, one race of people. Well, let's get that in the scriptures. Isaiah 45:4. For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, I have called thee by thy name, I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. First Peter 1:2. Elect according to the foreknowledge of the Most High, the Father, through the sanctification of the Spirit, unto the obedience and sprinkling of the blood of Yahawashi Mashiach, grace unto you and peace be multiplied. The elect. That's what this is all about, man. Anyways, man, the whole point of this little short video was the Lord does what he wants, man.